Okay, it is 11:11 and I am wishing to run a successful life coach and clothing business under She Tried Her that affords me the ability to be creative and financially free and able to rest and take breaks whenever I need to, without shame or without the fear of not being able to sustain myself. So I essentially just want financial freedom, and I believe that I will get that. It is 11:11. Is it 11:12 yet? Let's see. It is. If I can show my watch. Okay, how about I show my phone? It's 11:11, and I'm gonna be a successful business owner, and I'm not gonna have to rely on corporate America anymore. And yeah. And I get my high-rise apartment, and I am financially comfortable. I don't want to say a number. Well, okay, at least 7 figures. At least 7 figures. I think that would allow me a certain level of comfort, and then we'll keep going from there. But at least 7 figures is where I need to be. And I think I can do that by the end of the year. And I think that's like pretty delusional, but it's okay. Like, I'm going to make sure it happens. Like, I need to be successful. It's not even like a want, it's a literal need. Like, just as much as we need like air to breathe, I need at least 7 figures so that I am able to get proper rest, and with proper rest will allow me to be able to be creative. Like a lot of people, what if we didn't have to work all the time and we actually were very creative? Like, we could have the next Picasso, but they're working 60 hours a week to make sure that they have food in their belly and, a roof over their head. I just feel that we shouldn't have to live life this way. What is the American dream? Ugh. Anyways, so I'm gonna make it happen for me, and for you. You guys are gonna see me do it, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she did it, I can do it too. Because that's how I use the internet. I'll be like, oh my gosh, this person did it, maybe I can do it too. Like, use the internet, use social media to your advantage. If you use it to your advantage, I've learned so much about myself through others who are actually being vulnerable on the internet. Like, vulnerability, as hard as it is, it's truly a superpower. It truly is. Actually, I'm going to show you guys something. So funny. Will I release this? I don't know. I said I'm going to do YouTube this year. I might as well. Let me show you guys my song. So I always used to write music when I was a little girl. And so I literally have like a song book that I still have. I want to say I was somewhere between the ages of like 9 and 11, and I wrote songs in there. And then one of my best friends, her husband, is a producer, and so like I was joking, like, I'm gonna get in the studio, and he was like, okay, and I was like, he was like, okay, and so I did it, and guys, it was so fun. I seriously encourage anyone to do it. It was fun. It was scary. I mean, I definitely had a lot of liquor to help, because I was so scared, but it was so fun. And I think that was like my first time channeling, because I was saying things that I don't normally say. So I want you guys to hear my song. Let's see here. Go to my files. And I want you guys to hear my song. Okay. Like, I'm so excited for you guys to hear this. It's Bree on the beat. Like, I've never recorded anything a day in my life. Rep it, Texas, baby. Yay. Period. Houston born, Dallas raised.
You already know.
Now you know. Cause what? Just here to have a little fun.
Use the power of my tongue, mama. And God gave me the motivation. Product of my people's manifestations.
But make sure you don't get it twisted. Might be loving light, but I ain't got no problem dealing with these bitches. Cause the game is the game. I ain't got no shame. Making sure you don't play with my name.
Doing this for my fam and little Bree. Don't ever limit who
Don't.
you are and what you
Don't.
could be. Times are hard and shit is rough.
Oof.
But remember your
My vulnerability is what makes me tough.
Anyways.
Okay, so then I'm gonna fast forward to the other part of the song, because this is really when I was channeling and I was like, who is this?
Doing this for my fam and little who you are and what you could be. Just one generation ago, my people didn't know if they could pay the light bill. But now I'm over here having my way and catching flights across the country, Europe, Japan. You know who I am. Gotta do this for my great grand. Expressing myself in ways
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Knowing that I have the power to be who I am. Doing this for my fam and little Bree. Don't ever limit who you.
Literally had so much fun doing that. Like, it was so healing. I like don't even know why I said my great grand, but like she clearly was like, baby, put me in the song. And I'm like, you sure, Granny? Because it's cussing and I know you stayed in church. But okay. I mean, okay, girl. But like, yeah, just like when you really realize like the history of where your people have come from and how far along you are, a lot of it is definitely of your own doing, but so much of it is also theirs, like honoring what they've done to get you where you are now, and then keeping in mind the things that maybe they weren't able to accomplish in their lifetime, and then being like, okay, I'm gonna accomplish it in my lifetime. So anyways, that's just like something that I think about often. But ever since then, I've thought about my great grandmother so much, and it's like I feel like we just got so much closer again. She passed right before I turned 16, and she was about to be 100. Like, she was literally like 2.5 months shy of turning 100, and I was about 2 months shy of turning 16. And she's just an amazing woman. Like, she really is. I spent a lot of time with her. We would sit on the porch, and people would come by all the time, whether they're dropping off food, whether they're whatever. Like, people were always there. We'd sit on the porch. She never called me by my actual name. She called me Bianna. And I used to be like, okay, she knows how to talk, so I don't know why she keeps calling me this. Everyone else calls me Brianna or Bree, because that's my name, but she would call me Bianna, and I just, like, I wouldn't even correct her because I felt like we were like this, so it didn't matter. But that's my girl. And then she had a pecan tree, so she would pick pecans, but she would watch me a lot, like, after school, because my mom, she was getting her master's, and so she would watch me a lot after school. And then at one point, me and my mom lived with her when our house was being built, and that was just my girl. And then also lately, ever since I've thought about her, I've thought a lot about one of her daughters. She's not my great grandmother, because unfortunately my great grandmother passed when I was like 15 months old, so I really don't have much of a memory of her. However, her sister, so my great aunt, or I guess it would be my great aunt, anyways, she would often visit her mom, which was my great grandmother, and I would like teach them. I used to want to be a teacher when I was little, and I would teach them, and she would, like, her nickname for me was teacher, and they would literally like listen to my lesson plans. They were so sweet to me, because I was just a little girl who was just bossy, big dreams, and I loved them for like being there for me and playing with me, because I didn't have a sibling at the time. Me and my brother are 12 years apart, so it was like so nice to have them there. And then I would like sometimes go over my great aunt's house, and she literally lives like in the country, like on 70 acres, like in the country. And I would go over there, and like my mom would be like, "You sure you want to go over there? There's like no cable or anything." And I just love being over there. And she like sewed a pillowcase or helped me practice sewing on one of her pillowcases because I said that I wanted to sew. And so it's so funny that I have a clothing line. There's still more I want to do, but I mean, sometimes it's really hard to invest in your creativity when you're also trying to like make ends meet. And I often think about if I would have kept some of those things up when I was younger, how far along I would be now. But at the end of the day, I think that no matter what creative pursuit that really like works for me, once I'm able to have a financial gain from it, I feel like it will be so much more honorable because I had to work my ass off to get to that point. But anyways, that's all I want to say. I really wasn't actually going to say anything. And then I was like, oh, I guess I'm just going to say it. And then I'm just going to talk. But anyways, you guys have a good one. How long did I talk on here? Because I got on here like at 11:11. 11 minutes. It's 11:22. 11:22. Okay, let me stop it.